Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we are diving deep into a critical issue that many players face when trying to launch Valorant on Windows 11. We at Teknobalta analyzed this specific case, where disabling CSM leads to an infinite BIOS loop. The root cause is a mismatch between your partition style and the firmware boot mode. Valorant requires Vanguard, which on Windows 11 strictly demands fTPM 2.0 and Secure Boot to be active. To enable Secure Boot, you must first disable the Compatibility Support Module, or CSM. However, if your Windows was installed while CSM was on, your disk is likely using the MBR partition scheme. UEFI mode, which is required for Secure Boot, cannot boot from an MBR disk. It requires GPT. This is why the system kicks you back to the BIOS. It simply cannot find a bootable GPT partition. Step 1 of our solution is to verify your current partition style within Windows. Right-click the Start button and select Disk Management to view your drives. Right-click on Disk 0, select Properties, and navigate to the Volumes tab. If it says Master Boot Record or MBR, we must convert it to GPT before changing BIOS settings. We at Teknobalta recommend using the built-in Windows tool called MBR2GPT for a lossless conversion. Open Command Prompt as an administrator to begin the technical process. Type the command MBR2GPT /validate /allow full OS. If the validation is successful, proceed with the conversion command. Type MBR2GPT /convert /allow full OS. Once the conversion is complete, your disk is now ready for UEFI mode. Now, restart your computer and tap the Delete or F2 key to enter the BIOS. Navigate to the Boot tab and locate the CSM settings. Set CSM to Disabled. This forces the motherboard to use pure UEFI mode. Next, we need to ensure fTPM 2.0 is active. On Intel systems, look for PTT. On AMD systems, look for fTPM in the Advanced or CPU configuration menu. Ensure this is set to Enabled or Firmware (TPM). Now, navigate to the Security or Boot section to find Secure Boot settings. Change the Secure Boot mode from Disabled to Enabled. If you see an error regarding System mode, change the Secure Boot mode to Standard. In some cases, you may need to click Restore Factory Keys to activate Secure Boot properly. We at Teknobalta emphasize that these steps are mandatory for Valorant's anti-cheat system. Save your settings by pressing F10 and exit the BIOS. Your system should now boot directly into Windows without looping back to the BIOS. Once in Windows, you can verify the status by typing system information in the search bar. Check that BIOS mode says UEFI and Secure Boot state says on. Now, launch Valorant. The Vanguard error should be completely resolved. If you still encounter issues, ensure your Windows 11 is fully updated to the latest version. Sometimes, a BIOS update from your motherboard manufacturer is required for better fTPM stability. We at Teknobalta have seen that older firmware can sometimes cause false Secure Boot triggers. Always double-check your GPU compatibility, as very old cards may not support UEFI. If your GPU is not UEFI compliant, disabling CSM will result in no display output. In that scenario, you would need to reset your BIOS by removing the CMOS battery. But for most modern systems, the MBR to GPT conversion is the definitive fix. This technical approach ensures your hardware meets the modern security standards required by Riot Games. We have successfully bypassed the BIOS loop and enabled the necessary security features. Remember, technical precision is key when modifying firmware settings. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more professional hardware troubleshooting and optimization guides. See you in the next technical breakdown.